What's going on, guys? We are back with another review, and the last video got like what, 650 views. That's insane. It just blew up. Thank you guys for all the support, and to all the people that dislike my video, cut that out. So when I bought this car, it was around 3.1 million. I mean, I never know because the prices always change, but it's somewhere around 3 million. Here you can see the stats. I'm not sure if they actually correlate to the game, but as you can see, these 4 bars here are almost full, so it's a pretty good car, and I'm gonna show you guys why it's not as good as the Devo for a few reasons. So it has a slightly higher top speed than the Devo, but it has slower acceleration. So this car is missing a few pretty good modifications, because at the time this was the most expensive car, so they couldn't make it too OP. So it's missing the engine, and it's missing handling, and I think, yeah, it's missing braking, but it still has a good bit of stuff. It's not missing too much, but you can modify almost everything in the car. So now let's get on to lights and stuff like that. So lights and details. So okay, in the back you have this long beam which kind of glows up like that. For some reason the brake light here is always on, so no matter if you're braking or not, you have this big beam. The reverse lights are just 2 small squares. Then in the front you got like 4 squares, then it goes to like 4 highlighted squares, and then the middle part glows up. And then the hazard lights are just the 4 little lines under the squares. Then onto details, we got this big grille here. We got probably brake cooling here or something like that. Almost looks like a car's emerging from another car. You see it like coming out of that. So in real life there would be a little vent here. Like this part's supposed to be black, but in the game it's not there. You also got some little grey panels there, but then you got this part that goes around. There's actually another vent back there, a bit like the Veyron but bigger this time, scooping up. So there should be a little vent in there, probably engine cooling or brake cooling. And then you got these 2 big vents back here. You got the exhaust, which is like split into 4. It looks really cool. You got this splitters for aerodynamics, and the car is pretty wide. You can see the engine through the little window. The window has a division here in the middle, and then you can see a bit of the engine, which looks really cool. This car looks really bulky, but that's kind of what I like about it. The looks are really good. Look how flat the windshield is for aerodynamics. In real life the car goes 261 miles per hour. You also got this outline here. That's the wing that comes up as an air brake when you're braking from a high speed. Then you got like the outline of the grille and stuff. So let's see how well it does on a grind route. It actually makes a tiny bit more than the Regera, so I'd say it's actually better at grinding than the Regera. The reason this car isn't as good as the Devo is because of the handling. In the Devo it's really controllable. You can control the handling really well, but here in the Chiron the handling is kind of wonky. Sometimes you can't control it and it kind of flies off to the side. But let's see. Don't usually race the Chiron, so let's see how this goes. I think last time it triggered a lot of people that I didn't do the track race, but so this car is like really heavy and uncontrollable. Like I feel it, and the steering takes a while to kick in. Like it's really not precise. You have to like do the steering a while before the actual turn comes, because it just doesn't react in time. Like when I'm racing the Devo, it has so much more control over these corners, and the braking and the turning's just more sensitive. But in this car, it just feels like heavy. Like you can't. I keep banging into these corners. This is the usual speed I'd go on a track, and I can't do it in the Chiron. I actually have to slow down a lot of the time, which takes a lot of time off. It's definitely slower than the Regera on the track. It would be a big challenge getting 2 minutes in this thing. Now let's compare it with the Devo, since I didn't do a track review for the Devo. But look at the understeer. Even the Regera has it, but the acceleration pays off for it. But look at the kind of control I have. It's so much more precise. I can sort of control it. And it switches from left to right really fast, so I can make a lot of these turns.